We head down to the Bayou into Houma, Louisiana, here in week 13 of the SFL, as it's the Louisiana Revolution looking to stay alive here in the playoff hunt as they host 6-4 Nashville. Welcome everybody here into the booth. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Mickey Mello on the call here for you this evening. Special thanks to Demond Simeon and Greg Soto in the stats truck, and of course Cameron Irvine is our producer. Mickey, welcome back to the broadcast booth. It's a tough one. It feels like a playoff game, even though we're still 2 weeks away.
Oh, it absolutely is a playoff game. You've got Nashville tempo here right now, sitting at the number 9 seed. Louisiana on the outside looking in at number 15. Big keys to the game here. Both of these offenses are great. They put the ball in the hands of many of their running backs and many of their receivers. But the Nashville tempo, especially the secondary, are number 1 in the league, especially in pass deflections and interceptions. So be on the lookout for that Nashville secondary.
Both teams in the traditional colors. Nashville white tops, green bottoms will kick it away to Louisiana. White helmets, green tops, white bottoms. As here we go, first meeting between these two clubs as Nashville looking to keep their great opening campaign on the right track. It's a good return here from Liam Hammer out to the left-hand side, trying to beat one more man. Spin move, and he gets all the way up to inside Nashville's 45-yard line. A good opening start for the Revs.
Oh, and the Revs needed that start. They need to get everything on their side for this game. And Ziggy Hornig right there, just a great move, seeing where the hole was, being able to put a spin move here to get a few extra yards. What a great return, what a great start for the Revolution.
Two different H last names wearing the number 11 at some point for the Revolution. Horonic picks up right where Hammer left off, and Horonic gets them all the way to start their first possession in plus territory. Out trots Tommy Utah under center. 7th season with the team and in the league. He starts with a pitch out left-hand side to Dwayne Salmons, one of the top running backs, paid running backs in the league. Gets 6 yards as we introduce you the rest of the Revolution offense. Chris Grant Jr. is the other tailback, with Cameron Collier and Noah Scott at fullback. Mike Twinscrew, Adam Banks, the aforementioned Ziggy Horonic, and Kingston Ellington at wideout. John Michael Suddeth, Levy Lease, Tyler Gregory are the tight ends, with Ray Lafayette, Sergei Katsalov, Cole Katz, Odette Boudreau, and Ross Napoli on the line. Handoff up the middle. This time it's Grant, and Grant can only muster a few yards before he's brought down by the big middle linebacker, Jay Mart.
That's the one thing about the Revolution offense here. Dwayne Salmons is their number 1 running back, but they have a great two-headed monster in the backfield, putting Chris Grant Jr. They swap off downs, and they can pick up yards at any time during this game.
Fake fullback dive. Instead, they try and go Grant outside, and it's a crucial tackle, a clutch tackle by King Bradshaw, the strong safety, to deny the first down.
Great job by Bradshaw coming in. This is a long kick, 51 yards for Bordeaux.
From the right hash, it's a fake. Trying to take it and run is the handoff, but no! A huge tackle on the line by Ian Scott, and the Revs turn it over on downs on the first drive of the game.
And that's tough for the Revolution there. We talked about it. They have a great secondary. Did a great job, a great kick return, kept it on the ground, keeping the secondary out of it. They just could not pick up a first down there, especially deep in Nashville's territory.
Already fireworks going off here in Houma as the tempo start the game on the ground. A handoff to the right-hand side, goes for a couple, but just like we say, unfortunately, James Walters, one of 4 contracted tight ends, is down on the field and out of the game at the moment.
That's going to be tough. Yes, there are 4 tight ends, but they utilize those tight ends throughout the game, the tempo. So that's going to be a tough hit, and they're going to have to revamp their game plan for the rest of this game, and it's only a minute and a half into it.
Only 3 of them suited up for tonight's game as the tempo will go back under center pitch play, trying to go underneath, but nothing doing. Gary Clem in on the stop, and it's 3rd down.
That was Sean Sanders there, the halfback, on the run play right there. You had no hole, nowhere to go. Just Clem came up, gave him a big tackle. 3rd and long here. Let's see what they do.
Hard set right, the quarterback is switch thumper, and he rolls out to his right, looking for someone, uncorking it over the middle, incomplete. Just a bit too much air underneath the football, intended for Joe Beasley, and Nashville will punt.
And as much as the Revolution had a great start and they had a 4-and-out, the tempo, their offense just didn't get firing right here. They're on a slow tempo right now, a little staccato. Now they have to punt the ball and give it back to the Revolution.
Well, just like any band and team, you have to get warmed up a little bit. So maybe they're still going through their chord progressions. As a nice little run through the right-hand side by Twin Screw, gets it all the way up to the 29-yard line. And let's quickly introduce you to the Nashville defense. Jose Fuentes and RZ Puff lead the way in the trenches on the defensive line, with Tigga Clay, Dylan Bamsler, and Jeff Gagne at outside linebacker, with Jay Mart solidifying the linebacking core at middle linebacker. Xavier Rowe III, Chris Delroe, Chris Stack, and Bentley Bonner are the corners, with Havo Ramsey, Danny Carmichael, and King Bradshaw at safety. And off middle, trying to find his way through is Salmons. He cannot get anywhere but back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's Mart again on a tackle.
And right now, all the Revolution has done is that ground game. We talked about the secondary of the tempo. Tommy Utah has not tried to throw the ball yet this game.
7.5. This will be his first pass. Tried to get out a screen, but had to get rid of it before it could officially be solidified. And Grant Jr. picks up a good chunk of yards, 5 in total, before he's eventually corralled by Tigga Clay.
And Tigga Clay, just great job on that outside linebacker, just coming around and keeping an eye on Grant. Make sure he can't pick up the first down.
Wide here for Utah. Under center blitz coming. Utah over the middle, picked, and going back the other way. And Chris Stack has a pick, and they're right back on the other side of midfield.
Chris Stack right there. The receiver there was double covered. I didn't see who it was intended for. It looks like it was number 82, and that is Kingston Ellington. He was double covered right there, but Stack just jumped the route, was able to catch the ball, get the tempo in great field position on the 38 going in. 3-and-out on the first drive. Let's see if they can get in the end zone for this one.
We'll see what happens here. Under 7 minutes to go here in this first quarter. And trying to fullback dive, nothing doing. Tackled for a loss, so one on the play. As Louisiana's defense gets home, but Slyn Shady.
Oh, there was nothing shady about that play. Just coming in and being able to get to that running back and just taking him down for a 1-yard loss.
Thumper. Middle, caught just outside the 20-yard line. Good pitch and catch to Jimmy Foster.
Oh, Jimmy Foster just coming over the middle. Great job right there. As you can see, he was just out and comes over on a post route from the left-hand side. 2 defenders were right there, but it was a great job by Switch Thumper to just put it in the spot that only the receiver could catch the ball.
Let's catch you up on the offensive starters for Nashville tonight. Switch Thumper, the quarterback. Easton King, Sean Sanders, the tailback. Shea Balmer, the fullback. Kenny Hendricks, Joe Beasley, Guy Clausen, Ryan Davis, Jeff Banfield, the wideouts. Jimmy Winthy, injured James Walters, and Jimmy Foster, the tight ends. As down goes Thumper. He gets thumped by Larry Chester.
Oh, Larry Chester, that is a big man coming in and just taking down. Great play-action play there for the tempo. But the defense wasn't fooled. They went right for the quarterback, kept their eyes on the ball, and they took him down for another 2-yard loss.
2nd and 13. Now Thumper spreads the field with 4 wide receivers. Louisiana only sent 3 on the blitz. Looking middle into triple coverage, incomplete. Beasley again trying to get targeted by Thumper, but this defense, this secondary, is in the right place at the right time.
Oh, if you look, there were 3 green jerseys there, just doing everything they can to make sure the ball stays out of the end zone.
3rd and long upcoming now for the tempo. Only convert under 45% of the third downs, and this one will go just like many others for Nashville. The screenplay goes nowhere, and Nashville backed up 7 yards after a good first down.
And here we got a 45-yard attempt here. This is going to be a big kick to put Nashville up to start this game.
Victor Ironleg has hit one from 45. This one is up and good and true. 6 plays, 10-yard, minute 47 second drive, and it is the away team that gets on the board first here in Houma, Louisiana at Steck Up Stadium. It's Tempo 3, Revs nothing.
And Nashville's got to do something on the sideline. Their coaching staff has got to talk because they've got to get more than just 10 yards in a drive. They have to be able to drive down the field if they want to stay up with this Revolution defense.
And Hronek will take a knee in his own end zone. And the Revolution offense will start their third drive on their own 20-yard line. And first couple drives have not gone the way for the Revolution. A good opening return set them up already close to field goal range. They turn it over on downs after a fake field goal, an interception the last drive, and you'll see if this drive goes any different. There's a flag on the play. Salmons for now has picked up a couple yards, but let's get the call. They'll say it was a face mask. They'll say a personal foul of 15 yards tacked on to the play. Sets up the Revs with a free first down.
And that's tough for Nashville. They got to make sure that they stay in their lanes, not cause any fouls, not giving the Revs any free yardage in this game.
3 wide receivers here for Utah. Blitz coming, looking left side. Just a little bit of miscommunication between quarterback and receiver as the ball falls incomplete.
That was intended for Mike Twinscrew there, and something I've been noticing on the Tempo defense, they have been double covering Mike Twinscrew so far this game. They did it on their their second drive. They did it on that one too. And you can see right here, he's double covered once again.
To under center here on second down. Trying to look through a pass over the middle. Caught! Across midfield. It's Adam Banks to move the sticks.
Adam Banks, always a reliable one on offense, coming in just a short post route, getting on the inside of the defender right there, being able to keep get the eyes of Tommy Utah there to be able to pick up a first down.
Identical looking formation. Here for the Revolution. Blitz coming from Nashville. Utah looking underneath. Incomplete. Rowe in the area was step for step with his targeted receiver. And the ball's lucky to fall incomplete.
Oh, absolutely right there, Tyler. Rowe was right there. He was in the right side of the receiver. He was inside the receiver. He just didn't turn his head around enough to be able to see the ball and catch it for an interception.
Pitch play, left side, Salmons swimming his way upfield. Picks up 3 yards and no further.
This has been a defensive battle so far. I know we were 4 minutes left in the first, but you can see both these defenses stepping up and being able to contain the offense on the other side of the ball.
Louisiana usually converts just under 48% of third downs. That's 17th in the league. Have yet to convert on one tonight. Utah, they're 0 for 2, make it 0 for 3, emphatically with a sack on the play by Gagne.
Gagne coming in out from the outside linebacker spot, being able to keep an eye, knowing Tommy Utah was going to drop back for a pass for a 3rd and long, was able to get there with an assist there by one of his other defenders. That was number 93, Gilbert Brown, just helping him out, being able to drop him back another 4 yards, forcing a punting situation.
And Vita Lee goes ahead and punts this one away. It's going to drop at the 5 and take a Nashville bounce into the end zone. Down for a touchback, and Nashville's offense will retake the field again from their own 20-yard line. And this time, we'll see if they can put together a bit more of a drive, kind of like the last drive where they ended up kicking a field goal. Thumper, only a three-man rush. The ball was batted at the line of scrimmage. Shady on the deflection. Incomplete.
And Chance Wall there just going in, putting pressure on Switch Thumper. So he didn't have enough time to look down the field to find a receiver. A great job there by the defense for the Revs.
Ocean man is Easton King out of the backfield. Blitz coming. Thumper having to get rid of it. And incomplete, looking for Guy Clausen. And that brings up third down. This Louisiana defense is no joke.
Oh, no, absolutely not. They've been holding the tempo to very few yards so far. Like we mentioned, they only got 10 yards after that interception to get them the field goal. They haven't been able to do much with the ball, the tempo. It's because of the Revolution defense.
Four wide here for Thumper. Another screenplay, and it's not going to work. Lynn Shady snuffed that one out. He was step for step with the tailback. And that means another punt upcoming here in the ballgame.
Been a long time, Tyler, since you and I have had a defensive battle like this.
Very rare. I mean, if you were watching just about an hour ago, you might have seen a 10-13 ball game between LA and Denver as the Lycans come away with a win. A good return. Another broken tackle for Twin Screws. He gets it up to the 39-yard line. And that is where the Revolution will take over. As Xavier, or DJ the Myth says, what's with the 822 on the Nashville jerseys? That's all 22. I think that's Fantasy All 22. Mickey, it's one of their sponsors, just like Stack Up is the sponsor for Louisiana. A lot of great organizations starting to partner with our SFL clubs.
Oh, absolutely, Tyler.
2:23 to go here in the opening frame. Here from Homa as the run up the middle by Salmons, gaining only a pair of yards. Second down.
And right now I'm looking at Dwayne Salmons, who's usually the lead running back. And yes, he does have the most yards, but he's only averaging 2.8 yards a carry, which is very low for Salmons.
Formation, Utah trying to float it out left side. Caught, breaking a tackle, turning up speed, breaking another tackle, but he fumbled the football, and the Revolution jump on it. John Michael Sutton, Johnny on the spot to pair for Kingston Ellington's blushes.
What a play that was. I mean, Ellington right there, first off, the ball was almost intercepted. Ellington did a great job to get his hands on the ball and get away from the defender, but then he picks up the first down, fumbles it. If it wasn't for Sutton, the tempo would have the ball back.
From the 44-yard line of Nashville, come the Louisiana offense. Blitz coming here from the tempo. Utah almost hit his receiver in stride, looking for Twin Screw up the seam.
Tommy Utah right there just gave it a little bit too much oomph on that ball. He had Twin Screw in stride for him to go possibly all the way. There was one defender beyond him, but Twin Screw was going full tempo, lack of better terms.
Utah, another pass, this one into coverage, incomplete. Rowe again in the way of another pass, second deflection tonight.
Rowe has just been all over the field. I don't think that's going to be the only couple of times we're going to call his name. He's been doing great. I mentioned the secondary of this tempo defense, and they're going to be all over the place. Number one in pass defense in the league this season so far. It was an incomplete pass right there. Tommy Utah just couldn't connect. It was a great defense. Great job by the defense there for the tempo.
Stacking on the deflection. Thank you, Mickey, as the tempo defense comes up with a good stop. And unlike the opening drive, I think Louisiana's just going to play this one safe, and another punt upcoming. here for the Revolution. This time, Nashville will try and make a return out of it and bottle up rather quickly. A solid return, must be said, for Banfield as he gets it all the way up to the 16-yard line, and we're still not out of this first quarter.
That's a long first quarter so far, but Banfield right there just trying to pick up a little extra yards just to make sure that they're not stuck on the 10-yard line. They were able to get it to the 16, a little more breathing room here for Switch Thumper to be able to look down the field and try to find an open receiver.
4 ones on the scoreboard. First quarter for 1 minute to go with 11 seconds to go. In motion is Jimmy Foster off the side, taking the place of James Walters, who went out injured early on here in the game. And off to Sanders. He'll lose a yard on the play.
And as I mentioned before, the Tempo's got to figure out a way to gain yardage right now. They are not doing much offensively. They're not picking up many yards. They've got to be able to drive down this field. They can't get stuck here on their own 16.
Banfield in motion. Under a minute to go now. Split backfield behind Thumpers. He will delay handoff up the middle as they'll get the yard back and tack on one more. But the linebacking core, Lynn Shady, they bottle up holes in the run game like no tomorrow. We see it again there.
We just have, and you see a lot of other players that we haven't even mentioned their name. Chuck Diesel, Gary Clem, they have a great linebacking core here in Louisiana. We're going to be calling their name a lot.
Louisiana does give up just over 100 yards a game on the ground, but tonight they've done a great job of containing everybody. Pass is tipped and caught. Playing catch with himself is Hendricks to haul that one in and move the sticks.
Oh, and Kenny Hendricks, an all-star in season 22. You could see why right there. Just keeping his focus on the ball, being able to catch it, and picking up the first down.
That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Nashville 3, Louisiana nothing, here from Stack Up Stadium. Aerial coverage of today's game is provided by Dags Drone Works, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com as we take a look over Houma, Louisiana, down in the bayou. As we welcome you back to Stack Up Stadium, I'm Tyler Falk, joined in the booth by Mickey Malillo. Glad you could join us here for this Sunday night SFL action. And it's a good pass over the middle. Finds Banfield, another first down for the Tempo.
What a trigger there by Switch Thumper. Just taking a 2-step drop and finding Banfield on a short post route. You can see his eyes all over the place, but Banfield on the inside of the defenders and just being able to keep his eye on his quarterback to be able to pick up that ball for another first down.
Two wideouts, 2 backs in the backfield. Here for Thumper. As they low to the ground game and try and keep that going, but the Revolution defense. How about that? Gerald Smith was talking with pretty much anyone that would listen here, Mickey, that he was already claiming a win even 3 weeks ago to face this team.
Oh, absolutely. And we all know that Gerald can sometimes talk, but his defense is proving him right now.
Quick hitter underneath, good for a couple more yards, and it might be that Louisiana is keying in on this rushing attack and giving the backs fits. Only a combined positive 1 yard by all tailbacks for Nashville tonight. Third down, passing play over the middle, incomplete, double covered was Joe Beasley. He's been the man they've been trying to hit on third down, but this Louisiana defense denies them again, and it's fourth down.
And Louisiana defense, they're just doing a great job here, really holding the tempo. They just cannot move the ball. A couple of first downs on that drive, but every other drive so far this game, they have been stalled.
Punt is away from Tommy Powers. And a return here for Twin Screw, trying to break a few tackles. He's been known to break some. Couldn't break too many more as he gets up to the 16-yard line and no further. Out comes the Revolution offense. No points in the scoreboard, and it might be their third down struggles have found their way into this game. They're 0 for 4 at the moment.
Third down is going to be key to this game. Whichever team could convert the most third downs, I think, has the best chance to win.
4 wide receivers here to begin the drive for Tommy Utah. Pitch play, right side, Salmons shakes and makes a man and picks up 11 to begin the drive. And just when you think they're going to go pass, they throw out a pitch and they pick up some big yards.
And like I've said, Dwayne Salmons is their #1 running back. He can pick up a lot of yards. He hasn't done much this game. That's his longest run so far. But keep an eye on him. The passing game's not doing much for the Reds. Keep an eye on Salmons and Grant here.
Another run. Grant trying to follow his center for extra yards. Only picks up 1, and he's eventually cleaned up by Derek Sharper.
And great job by Sharper just coming in from the free safety, seeing that play develop, stepping up, plugging that hole. It's only a 1-yard gain for Grant.
4 wide again. Utah looking incomplete. Trying to find Kingston Ellington on a post route, but the defender again, step for step with Ellington. That brings up another third down.
Now, this is crucial here for the Revolution. They, too, have to be able to move down this field. They had a chance to put 3, but they didn't do it. They need to get some points on the board before the end of the half.
5 wide receivers here for Utah. They're trying to get everybody involved as Utah tries to fake a shovel pass. It's a broken play, and that allows Nashville to get home for yet another sack. R.C. Puff in on the tackle.
Oh, R.C. Puff just coming in, was able to push off that offensive lineman, get through. Great move there by Puff. Big sack here, forcing the punt.
And Vita Lee, backed up deep in his own territory, gets it away. Just in time, fair catch called for, and there's going to say extracurriculars on the return. Illegal touching is what they're going to call. And it's going to be fair catch interference. And so tack on a few more yards for the Nashville return team.
And I was thinking that, I was watching that punt, and I saw the Louisiana defender right there, the coverage man, just get a little bit too close to the return man, and I was like, that might be fair catch interference, and lo and behold, the Dirty Laundry goes on the field, get an extra 15 yards for the tempo.
First time I've personally seen that this season, partner. I don't know if you've ever seen fair catch interference this season, but it seems like a little bit ill-disciplined aspect of the game showing its head here in tonight's game as the run up the middle goes for a good gain of 7 yards by Easton King.
You mentioned ill-discipline. I don't think it's ill-discipline, but just a young team. I think that there's a lot of young players on that defense.
Well, I'd have to agree, except they've got a few younger players. You got a couple players like Tommy Welbeck-Bussey, who's only got about 3 seasons in this league, but you've got stalwarts like Gary Burney, Brian Craven, Blake B. Craze, Lynn Shady. 10 seasons or more on this defense. It's just the special teams unit might need some extra coaching next week. Short yard pickup on second down is a short little run. Now brings up 3rd and 1. Pitch play near side, trying to get something going. It's going to be a Guy Clausen pitch, and the receiver picked up the first down for Nashville.
You don't hear that often, a Guy Clausen pitch, but it works. Short yardage situation, just toss it to the speedy receiver, he'll pick up a few yards.
Run, middle, nothing doing. And it's right back to the grindstone, Chuck Diesel. And this rush defense is up to the task again.
And the Revs defense is still playing as hard as they have, even though that they are on their own 41, they're still playing their game.
Upper middle caught. A nice little hop from Banfield. Gets in front of the ball and hauls in a good reception. Brings up 3rd and short.
That's great position here for the tempo. 3rd and short here. If they cannot convert, they are still in field goal range.
And off middle, stopped short, no. 1st down, Easton King. Move the sticks for now.
Or now, I like that term because from my angle up here, and there it is, it did not look like he got the 1st down.
And so we will take a retroactive look at the play, brought to you by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com as head coach Brian Craven throws the flag, and this one's going to be mighty close.
From that angle, it doesn't look like he made it. Even that angle right down the line, even though the yellow line is not official, it did not look like he made the yard to gain.
Gary Clem plugged up the hole, helped by Chuck Diesel. And they will say, yes, King was short by maybe a yard, and it's 4th and short upcoming for the tempo.
Now it's the decision time for them. Are they going to go for 3 or they're going to try to pick up the 1st down?
Right now, it seems like Victor Ironleg was just waiting outside the huddle. Now they're going to try and attempt a 48-yard attempt. Snap, spot, kick is up to double their lead. Yes, sir. 6-0 Nashville after a 2-minute drive here in Stack Up Stadium. The SFL convention is headed to Baltimore for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and revel in the league's first convention on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. Heronic with the return up to the 27-yard line. That is where the Revolution will start their next drive, now down by 6 points.
Ronick right there, just great job catching it at the goal line, making the decision to be able to take it out, bringing it out to the 27. It was a good decision to get them beyond that 20-yard line for a touchback and get them an extra 7 yards to get this Revolution's offense some more room to be able to develop some plays.
Utah sends Ellington in motion into the slot on the right-hand side. They'll try and run the other way. Salmon's out of one tackle, looking for an extra block. Does get a yard, but J Mart is there on the stop.
Salmons was dead to rights in the backfield, but he has an innate ability to be able to break off tackles and pick up yards. He only got 1 there, but that's better than -6 yards that he would have gotten if he got tackled behind the line.
Utah looking for more, looking middle, incomplete. Trying to hook up with Chris Grant Jr. on a halfback wheel route.
It was a great route there by Grant. I just think Tommy Utah, it's been his struggle all night. He's just overthrowing his receivers.
He's currently 3 of 11. That's under 30% completion percentage at the moment. Utah, pressure coming, trying to take off and run, and he is stopped after getting just a yard on the scramble. And it brings up 4th down. The Revolution's woes on 3rd down continue.
Again, the Revolution really need to make a drive here. Look at the total yards there on the graphic. The Tempo's got 67. The Revolution have 54. Both these defenses have been stellar tonight. Their offenses just have to get in the game.
Run up the middle on the return from Banfield. Gets it all the way up to the 37-yard line. Now, I'm a man of old school, hard-nosed football, and I like to see good defenses play, but I kind of feel like Damon Simeon here at our stats truck at the moment. His quote is, "We need some action. We need something to kick us into high gear here."
So far, the most action we had was the opening kickoff return.
That would be said. And then the failed fake field goal attempt as well to try and pick up a first down. Thumper looking middle into a cluster of bodies. Really no one in particular he might have been looking for.
It looked like he might have been targeting Ryan Davis on that one. That's what I think. But there were so many bodies there. There was so much green, white, yellow. I couldn't tell who the ball was actually going to.
Might have been a little bit of chartreuse in there. Yeah, it was Davis says, come on, Simeon, our stats truck is Thumper having to get rid of it. Incomplete. He felt the pressure coming off the edge, and he had to get rid of it before he was hit from behind.
And you can tell with that play, with the pressure from the defense, that they didn't give a chance to let that play develop. You had two white jerseys right next to each other, and whenever that happens, you know that the quarterback had to let go of the ball earlier than he wanted to.
Bunch on the left-hand side. Thumper will roll that way. Having to get rid of it again. Tipped. Incomplete. Oh, it hit the hands of his receiver, who couldn't haul it in after the hit. And it's time to play the punting game again.
Got to give credit to the defender right there. I couldn't get his number, but the defender was right there at the right time, making sure that whoever the receiver was couldn't hold on to the ball. A perfect hit.
7th punt of the game. 3rd of the night for Nashville. And the Revs will get the ball on the 22nd. Check that. 4th punt now for both teams. 8 total tonight. It's just a credit to how good these defenses are playing.
No, these defenses have been stellar. We just said it. We're in the second quarter, more than halfway through, and each team's offense has under 100 yards total offense so far. These defenses are playing stellar, but like you, like Damon, let's get some excitement in this ball game.
I wonder if the turnovers early on in the game for the Revolution have blunted their offensive attack, have really subtracted some confidence from their offensive play calling. Rollout, Utah trying to unload it. Double coverage, looking for Hronek. Flag comes out. PI the call. And the Revs will gain a whole bunch of yards.
Gain a whole bunch of yards on a Nashville mistake, but it's still not their offense that's producing these yards. Just great job by the free safety to come across, but just hit Hronek as soon as he was about to cut into his post route. That's not what you gotta do. That was number 32, King Bradshaw right there. Just can't touch him. Let it develop and then give him a pop as he catches the ball. Try to knock it out.
22 yards on the penalty. That's roughly a third of the total offensive yards gained by Nashville tonight. Pass middle. And here's a good little catch and run for Twin Screw as he picks up a Revolution first down.
And right there, Twin Screw picks up 11 yards. That ties the longest play so far for the Revolution. Dwayne Salmons has an 11-yard run. That's the longest catch so far by any Revolution receiver.
The longest. Ties the longest offensive play that's not a special teams play. Pitch right side. Salmons is bottled up rather quickly. Only 2 yards. Mark again on the tackle. He is the captain of the defense. It would seem he leads the team in tackles with 5, and you just saw why.
Just a great job just being able to keep an eye on a running back and just holding him to 2.
Trips right side for Utah. Looking middle. Hronek got behind the coverage. That's a big gain for Louisiana. First down.
As he said, a big gain there for Louisiana. Hronek just coming across. He's got a great post route behind both of his defenders. He was double covered in that play instead of Twin Screw. And now the Revolution are here. They're inside the 30. They're well within field goal range to be able to get some points on the board. The Tempo are going to get the ball back to start the second half.
17 yards on the pass. Longest offensive play of the game. Now this is getting somewhere. Possibly the final play before the 2-minute warning. Pass, caught on the run. Hronek is in to score. Touchdown, Revolution.
Great play to develop, but I've got to check you right there. That was Mike Twinscrew, not Hronek on the score. Twinscrew coming in, short post route from the slot position, coming over, just finding a hole right there. You see he gets right by the defender. Adam Banks coming in with a little distraction, being able to put 6 points on the board, pending the extra point, giving the Revs a 1-point lead.
Twinscrew gets the touchdown. Here comes the extra point from Otis Boudreau to try and give the Revolution the lead. Snap, spot kick is up. It is good. Revs take their first lead of the game, and it comes with 2:04 left to go in the first half.
He asked for excitement, Tyler, and did we get it on that drive? The Revolution finally found their groove on offense. It took a pass interference call, but they gave them their confidence. They were able to drive down the field, put 7 on the board.
And here comes the return. Through the middle, Beasley spinning away, and he's finally taken down at the 28-yard line. We'll head to SFL headquarters as we get the 2-minute warning here for a quick game break. Cam, over to you.
Thank you, Tyler. Lexington and Indy tonight trying to eliminate the Ramblers. Phoenix Jones punching it into the end zone. We have 9 minutes left in that one. It has been back and forth. 5 different lead changes. Lexington now leads Indy 21-17. Back to you in Houma.
Good game going over there. Good game brewing here. Thank you, Cam. As the Nashville Tempo, with under 2 minutes to go now, have all 3 timeouts, and they can have an opportunity to answer the Revolution touchdown with one of their own. Put backfield behind Thumper. They will look to run to begin the drive as a few yards up the middle is Sanders. You still have an opportunity to run your style of play here, Mickey. Don't have to go crazy just yet.
No, not just yet. You don't want to leave any time on the clock for the Revolutions to be able to score again. All that the Tempo have to do is just put a field goal up. They take the lead, and they get the ball back to start the second half.
You can see it around the stadium on some billboards, on some shirts. Louisiana fans really don't like the Tempo too much, as they want to take out the trash, so to speak, take out the Tempo. And right now, this defense is doing a pretty good job of it.
The Revolution defense has been doing a great job of it so far, just holding Nashville to only 2 field goals and really stifling this offense all game long so far.
A minute to go. After 2 runs, yep, comes 3rd down. The Tempo are going to have to pass. They need to get beyond the 38-yard line to convert. Thumper looking across his body. It is caught on the run and out of bounds is Jeff Banfield at the 43.
Great catch there by Banfield. He had to adjust himself right at the end to be able to catch the ball. You see it right there, underthrown, but the defender, it was Romulan Hood right there. He just was not looking at the ball. If he turned around, he might have had a play. But the other thing that Banfield did, saves the timeout. He ran out of bounds. The clock is now stopped 46 seconds as they're on the other side of the field.
It was excellent coverage. Like you said, just couldn't turn around in time. Thumper slingshots it into a defender's hands, and the Revs call in an interception of their own. Tank Bennett.
Tank Bennett, strong safety, coming around, keeping an eye, seeing how the play is going to develop. You see him backpedaling right there and keeping an eye on the quarterback. Switch Thumper overthrew that ball, just overthrew the route, and Bennett just watched it develop, and he was able to get the interception. It's now 1st and 10 on their own 27, 40 seconds left. They have time to be able to drive this ball down the field and put another 3 on the board at bare minimum.
First interception on the season for Tank, his 59th of his career. That puts Louisiana offense in prime position. Pitch play, Salmons left side. Gains a few yards, and they'll be content at the moment with just a 1-point advantage going into halftime.
Unfortunate there, Mike Twinscrew was trying to give a lead block to give Salmons some room. He just got in the way, and Salmons could not pick up any additional yards on that play.
The Tempo get the ball to start the second half, and there's a run through the middle. Grant gets the first down. Clock winds, and it will expire on this first half of play. 7-6 your score line. Revolution out in front after a late touchdown from Twinscrew. And that's the difference that separates the two clubs here at the moment. Mickey, talk to me. What's got to happen for both these two teams the second half?
We talked about it all half long. The offense has got to be able to start driving the ball. Louisiana's offense did it on their last full drive to be able to put it into the end zone for a touchdown. But the Nashville's offense right now, they're just being held to everything. They're not able to move that ball. They can move it some, but they just can't get it into the end zone. Looking at the numbers right now, really, the only two players that I could see for the first half are Jeff Banfield and Mike Twinscrew, and I kind of got to give the edge to Mike Twinscrew. He's got a touchdown, plus that big return to start the game.
And just like the players and coaches, we'll also take a break. Presented by Breaks GPT. Don't go anywhere.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, breaksgpt.com, as we welcome you back to the second half of action here from Stack Up Stadium. And here comes the return from Ryan Davis as he's up to the 25-yard line, and that is where the Tempo will take over on offense, down by just a single point, Mickey, as we begin this second half.
And this is where they go into they went in for halftime. Offensive coordinators have to talk to try to figure out a new game plan on what they can do to get the ball down the field.
Well, they've been trying to run the football. It's only resulted in a combined total of 17 yards. Thumper looking for a man across the hash marks, incomplete. That would have been a great catch from Jimmy Wint. As we take a look at the combined offense, 13 combined first downs, 8 combined punts. That's a very, very high number of punts.
I don't think I've called a game that have had that many punts in an entire game, let alone a first half.
Very wide here for Nashville, and they're trying to go back to the ground, but Gary Clem is there. He's taken for a little bit of a ride by Sean Sanders. Third down.
Gary Clem, outside linebacker, just coming in, contained the outside, and once he saw that play coming in off tackle, he just charged in and was able to only make sure it was only a 3-yard gain.
3rd and 7 as Banfield, the man in motion. Tempo are looking for their first third down conversion in just some time. Pass is a screen looking to the outside and pushed out of bounds as Easton King by Gary Clem. 4th down.
I was mentioning that Clem's one of those guys you're going to hear his name called a lot. He's a big man on this defense, and when it comes to his side of the field, he's going to be able to contain not only the run, but also the pass.
Here comes Tommy Powers for his 5th punt of the game. It's trying to spiral. Good punt from Powers as Twinscrew gets all the way up to the 31-yard line. Meanwhile, over in Indianapolis, it's a 6 lead change as the Ramblers get another touchdown. It's 24-21 midway through the 4th quarter as we go back to Vessel headquarters for maybe an update on that touchdown. Cam?
Not that touchdown, Tyler. This touchdown. 3rd and 10. Kenny Slider to Gabriel Manning. 59 yards, the 7th lead change of the game. 28-24 Lexington. Back to you.
How do you leave Gabe Manning that wide open? What a play for Manning is meanwhile a steamrolling sack by the Tempo defense. Gets home and Alfonso Boone is down, but I just cannot stop talking about that hit on Utah.
Can we say flapjack? Because Tommy Utah just got pancaked on that sack.
I want to say there was RC Puff in yet another sack here tonight. Second one of the game for RC Puff. It's a 6-yard loss, and Utah will be forced to throw again. Looking middle, incomplete over the outstretched arms of everybody.
And this Nashville defense, we were talking about the sacks right now. That is the second sack for RC Puff. And if you count that with his 2 tackles for loss, he's got 4 tackles so far that have netted for negative yardage.
4 wide receivers for Utah on 3rd and a swamp. Utah trying to cross said swamp, finds Twin Screw. It's a good gain of 13, but Chris Stock denies him the extra 3 needed. And 5th punt of the ball game upcoming for Louisiana.
A great play call here by Louisiana, picking up a bulk of those yards. But it was just before the line to gain. If they're going to go after those 3rd and long plays, it has to be a route where he's throwing the ball to at least 1 yard behind, not 3, so at least it gives the receiver the chance to turn and gain that extra yard.
Oh, snap, hauled in cleanly by Vita Lee and punts that one away. And trying to make a return is Banfield as he is stood up by Liam Surtan at his 23-yard line.
Talk about Liam Surtan there, just great coverage all the way, unblocked until he gets right in front of Banfield. Banfield makes a move, but Surtan was right there to be able to watch him and able to keep him to only a 2 to 3 yard return.
Both drives lasting roughly a minute. Not even if in the case for Louisiana here to begin this half. High formation here for Nashville as they've been trying to get something going, only averaging just over 2.5 yards a play. And this one is better than the average, a 6-yard pickup here for Sanders.
And this might be what the Tempo needs. They didn't have a good first drive, but now, as you see, they're starting to move the ball 6 yards, better than average. Let's see if they can keep this up and be able to get to at least the 50-yard line on this drive.
Pitch play right side. Couple more yards for Easton King as he is taken down by Tank Bennett.
That's going to be a very interesting play call. They ran the past 2 plays. They picked up 8 yards. Does look like a running formation, but I could see them going play action here.
Playbook is wide open, and they'll try a fullback dive. First carry of the game for Johnson, and it's a big gainer, 7 yards.
Well, I'm glad they didn't listen to me because the fullback dive right there gave him the first down. You're right, fullback dive, 7 yards. You don't hear that often of a fullback picking up 7 yards on a 3rd down and short play. But Johnson right there, great job knowing exactly what he had to do, finding a hole, picking up the first.
Actually more than that. As it's 1st and 10 now here for Nashville. 3 wide, offset eye. It's a fullback pitch for Johnson. And a stiff arm for Johnson. And a first down for Johnson. Oh, the fullback is on fire.
Oh, Johnson just doing
Balmer,
what he
I'm sorry. Oh, Balmer.
Oh, sorry, Balmer. But Jay Balmer right there, just great job finding the outside lane, getting around the end, putting a huge stiff arm, picking up a first down. It looks like this Tempo is speeding up because they are firing right now.
Fullbacks are getting it done, a tag team of Balmer and Johnson. And now they go back to the traditional backs as trying to roll over Gary Clem. Sean Sanders, a gain of 5.
And you said it, the running backs are getting, the fullbacks did it on the previous 2 plays, but Sanders right there picking up 5 yards. They haven't done that all game. They're probably averaging somewhere along the lines of 6, 7 yards a play now on the ground.
Fullback dive. It's back to Johnson, gaining a couple more yards. 3rd and 4 as Nashville look to continue the drive.
Isn't the best drive that Nashville has had all game. They're able to keep the ball going in the right direction towards the end zone, try to put points on the board.
Opposite eye, the only true wide receiver out there is Jeff Banfield. He is unmarked, top of your screen. A defender outside of 10 yards away from him, looking underneath, caught! First down for Jimmy Foster, the tight end.
And that is one of the 2 tight ends. Nashville likes to play with 2 tight ends on their line, and you saw that right now. James Walters went down early in the game with injury. Don't know if he's come back, but keep an eye for those tight ends.
And Easton King only goes a yard before Gary Burney puts his hand on his shoulder, literally, and says, "You're going nowhere further."
I am very impressed right now with what the tempo has done on their offense after coming out from halftime.
It's coming. Quick pass. First down. Inside the 30-yard line. Thumper had to get rid of that one in a hurry. Finds Jimmy Wint.
Jimmy Wint. You know what? I haven't said it. There's been a few passes to him, but hashtag throw it to the tight end, and that's what they've been doing. They haven't been getting to their receivers, so might as well get the tight ends into the game. And now the tempo are in field goal range, in striking distance of the end zone. They've got a great chance to put points on the board as long as they keep going forward.
Louisiana's defense starting to bend a little bit here as Balmer goes in motion out the left-hand side. It's a dive up the middle, and nothing too much doing there for Sanders. He stood up by Chance Wall.
And Chance Wall, 6'4", 340 pounds. You can say that man is a brick wall because nobody's running through him.
Formation Thumper looking underneath, caught. Banfield broken tackle, first down. Out muscles Nathan Blake to move the chains.
And again, this tempo offense is just looking fantastic. Where has this been all game? They're getting to the receivers. Their tight ends are getting into it. Their fullbacks are getting into it. They're not relying on their 2-headed monster with King and Sanders in the backfield. They're getting everybody the ball.
Blitz coming. Thumper middle inside the 5. First and goal, Nashville, as they hook up with Guy Clausen.
Great play call there. Again, somebody else to get their hands on the ball this drive. Guy Clausen coming from the opposite side of the field on that post route, going across the entire defense, and Switch Thumper was able to find him, get him the ball, and now it's first and goal on the 4.5.
It's the longest drive of the game for either team. Our first double-digit drive. 12th play upcoming is a pitch right side. Sanders looking for the end zone, denied, just a yard shy.
For second and goal from the 1-yard line, the way the tempo has been going, don't be surprised if this goes into the hands of one of those fullbacks who have been proven to pick up yardage on short yardage plays.
It was the little wrinkle that kept the drive alive and really jump-started this offense. Just a yard from the end zone, they go up the middle. Sanders, nothing doing. Driven back a yard. Third down.
That front four by the Revolution, they've got a great goal line defense here, just being able to stop Sanders, pushing him back a couple of yards. Now third and goal here. Let's see what the tempo does.
It was Chuck Diesel on the stop. Now what do the Revolution cook up to defend their turf? Handoff middle. Clausen denied by Wall. Fourth and goal.
A fourth and goal here on the 3. Put the points on the board, go up by 2. Do not chance it. We saw what happened with Louisiana early in the game, and that's what they're going to do here. From
near the right hash, just a chip shot, up and good. from Victor Ironleg. 9-7 after, oh, look at that, a 6-minute, 20-second drive. Wow, what a drive from Nashville to move it within 2 minutes of the end of the third quarter. Meanwhile, it's gone final at the Snake Pit. The Ramblers are eliminated. Final score 28-24. Now just 16 teams are eligible for this season's postseason, with just 12 spots on the ledger.
I'm going to keep my comments to myself about the other game and the outcome of it.
Come on, Mickey. Come on, Mickey. We know you're a Minnesota fan, true and true. Is there a check engine light on or something?
No, just the Ramblers still can't get out of neutral.
Oh, gosh. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Revolution from their own 20-yard line. Salmons with a good run to begin the drive. Gain 6 yards. Your time is now to get your voice on the call. We are looking for passionate SFL participants to join our broadcast team for the continuation of SFLM Season 9, kicking off October 30th. Please visit simfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and be one of the biggest difference makers in the future of SFL action. 6 yards on 1st down. What do the Revs come up with here on 2nd? A pitch for Grant, left side, a speedy back. Gains 6 more on a 1st down.
This is what I wanted to see from the Revolution. We had a great drive by the Tempos. You said it, 6 minutes. They were able to drive down the entire field, and they got points on the board. The Revolution here, they only had one drive where they were able to do it, and it was the only points that they've gotten. They've got to reciprocate here.
Through the middle, Salmons only gets 3 yards this time as the defense starts to clamp up.
If the Revolution can drive down the field like the Tempo just did, this is going to be an exciting second half, which is the absolute opposite of what we had in the first half, with the exception of that big pass catch touchdown by Twin Screw.
Rolling out is Utah, fire across his body, incomplete. Horonic just couldn't haul it in time as he was getting hit by Rowe the third.
And Rodick right there, it was a little low, but he had his hands on the ball. The ball touches your hands as a receiver. You have to bring it in. He has to catch those balls that are tossed to him.
Revs are 0 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. Can they find a way to keep a drive alive? Pass left side, caught, Twin Screw, 1st down on 3rd down, and they cross midfield in doing so.
My Twin Screw right there, he was just underneath the safeties there. He just found a great spot to put himself to be able to have Tommy Utah find him. As you see, the defender was behind him. He was able to come in that out route and be able to catch the ball, pick up a 1st down that was desperately needed in this drive.
Final seconds of the 3rd quarter ticking away. Blitz coming, Utah unloads it, nearly hauled in by Adam Banks. Incomplete.
And Adam Banks right there, 6'4", 210 yards. He has some ups. He just couldn't get up enough. Tommy Utah has had that problem all game so far. He's been overthrowing his receivers. He's 8 of 19 with only 120 yards.
We're wide, 9 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Blitz coming, roll out, Utah over the middle, incomplete, looking for Horonic.
And that one, I said, in the previous play, Utah has been overthrown. That was a perfect pass, but great defense by Nashville. Their defender was right there to make sure Horonic couldn't get the ball. Now, big 3rd down and long here for the Revs.
They were able to find their 1st down. Their first 3rd down conversion just a few plays ago. Can they do it again? 6-man rush. Utah out of the pocket. Across his body. Incomplete. Hit the hands of Mike Twin Screw. 4th down as we head to the 4th quarter. Revs down by 2 to Nashville. It's 9-7 as we pause for league rights. And we come back with the conclusion from Homa in just a moment.
Of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back to Stack Up Stadium here in Louisiana. Tyler Falk and Mickey Mello on the call. Special thanks to Damon Simeon and to Greg Soto in the stats truck. Cameron Irvine, our SFL commissioner, is our producer. As we welcome you back to the fourth quarter, it takes a bounce out of the end zone, down for a touchback. And Nashville will start this drive on their own 20-yard line. Utah was 1 of 5 on the last drive. And who was not able to find a couple receivers, a couple of drops, a couple of mishandled passes, a couple of overthrows. But a lot of good defense on display here from both teams. I formation behind Thumper here for the tempo. They lead by 2. Pass underneath, incomplete. Looking for Banfield.
And as we mentioned all game long, this has been great defense, and that's exactly what we're seeing here by the Revolution. You said it, 1 of 5 in the last drive for Tommy Utah. This Revolution offense, when they get the ball back, they're going to have to be able to connect Utah with his receivers if they want to get the lead back.
Safety blitz coming, and it allows them to get home. A sack on Thumper comes by the way of Gary Burney.
Gary Burney right there was held up by the offensive line. He was able to do a great move here to get by the offensive lineman to get the switch Thumper to knock him back 5 yards. 3rd and long here for the tempo.
Second sack of the game for the Louisiana defense. First of the night for Burney. Pressure coming off the edge again. Thumper off his back foot. It is tipped incomplete. Double covered was Guy Clausen. And the Louisiana defense come through for their offense, and they get a stop on just 3 plays.
And that's big there for the Revs defense because they needed this stop. They need to get the ball back with plenty of time to be able to drive down the field. They haven't had many big plays this game so far. They are methodical, so they need as much time as they can.
Power stands on his own goal line. He pumped this one at Twin Screw, who calls for a fair catch at the 42-yard line. It's been a great game. I think we need some more likes because I don't think we have enough likes on this video so far. So smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Offset eye behind Utah. You're on first down, handoff up the middle. Very tough sledding tonight for Dwayne Salmons and Chris Grant Jr. and only a couple yards on first down.
It's Louisiana offense. They've got great field position right now. They have to be able to drive down this field. They've got a long way to go. They've got 57 yards to go. They have to get pay dirt here.
Both tailbacks averaging roughly around 3.5 yards a carry. Flip out right side Twin Screw. Stiff arm. Gaining 3 more as Twin Screw fended off Xavier Rowe.
And Twin Screw has been the favorite target so far tonight for Tommy Utah. That is his 5th reception on 8 targets for 70 yards. Every other catch that Utah has completed so far has been 1 to Hornick, Banks, and Ellington.
Utah middle, incomplete, looking for Banks. And coming in is Chris Delro with a crucial deflection. 4th down here for the Revolution.
Now, the big thing that they have to do here, they have to punt this ball. They cannot risk it 4th and 6 at midfield. Vida Lee has to be able to pin them inside the 15-yard line, so at least the tempo have a long way to go to get any points.
Lee's punt, her punt looking to try and go toward the inside, takes it, bounce, need a stop, couldn't get there in time, down for a touchback.
Oh, and that's exactly, she was absolutely thinking exactly what I was, pinning them close to their own goal line, but just couldn't get it done. It was a big bounce there. Liam Sertan called his name a lot before. He was right there to be able to down the ball, just couldn't get there in time.
Offset single back. Here to begin this drive, here for Nashville. They still hold a 2-point lead, but were knocked out on just 3 plays in the last drive. Blitz coming, thumper middle, caught! Up to the 39-yard line, Jimmy Foster with a big gain.
Big job there by Big Jimmy Foster, picking up a first down on the first play of this drive. Just a great catch there, picking up an extra few yards after the catch. The big thing right now is that, as much as I mentioned that twin screw has been the main target for Louisiana, Switch Thumper has gotten the ball into 5 different receivers' hands so far, not including his running backs.
He's doing a good job of trying to spread the love and keep everybody involved and really making a matchup nightmare for the Louisiana defense as Sanders gets a good run on first down. Total 7.
7 yards there. This is exactly what they need. Keep on driving the ball. This is something that Nashville really struggled with all game long. 2nd and 3, coming close to the midfield stripe. If they keep this going, this game is theirs.
And middle. And it is Balmer, the fullback, picking up the first down. He's rumbling through this middle part of the defensive line.
Jay Balmer, he's been great every time he got his hands on the ball so far. Picking up big plays around the end, fullback dives. Jay Balmer is their short yardage specialist in the backfield.
And it really creates a very tough position for Louisiana's linebackers where they have a little extra time to stop these running backs. Only a 3-yard gain here on the little stretch play from Sanders. And while the fullback is just so quick, you have to be on your toes.
And a fullback is not only quick, but they are big. They're mainly blocking backs. Jay Palmer is 6'3", 260. You have that coming running towards you. Are you going to stop it?
Maybe. Pass left side, incomplete. Chuck Diesel in coverage.
And a big play here for the tempo. 3rd and 7. This is a big play call. It's probably another passing situation. It looks like that's the formation they're coming out with. They got to keep this drive alive.
Dime look out of Louisiana. Nashville need to get to the 35. Flip out near side Sanders. Nothing doing. They try the screenplay too many times tonight. Tank Bennett in the stop, and it's 4th down.
And we're just flipping the field right here. So let's see if Tommy Powers can punt the ball and pin the Revs inside the 15-yard line like Vitali tried to do on the other side.
Hunt is away from Powers, angling toward the near sideline. It will bounce out of bounds inside the 10. And Nashville set the Louisiana offense up at their own 8-yard line.
And that is a great punt there by Powers. He did exactly what he had to do. The rookie came through here late in this ball game.
Utah under center. We'll see if the Revs can come through with a crucial long drive of their own, but they won't start out the way they want to as Nashville gets in the backfield led by the safety Bradshaw.
Oh, King Bradshaw all over the field. His main job is to make sure that no passes come his way, but if he is in there on a blitz, you could be sure he's getting the tackle.
Three wide receivers, pitch play right side. Grant on the toss. Gains a couple yards, and now the Revs are starting to get into a pressure cooker-like scenario.
Bigger play there on a stop. Big stop here. 3rd and 9 for the Revolution. This is a big play. 5 minutes left. They need to get a first down.
Some say pressure makes diamonds. Can Utah come away with one here? God, no! In and out of the hands of Salmons. And the Revs seem like they have no choice but to punt.
And once again, I called his name on the last play. Tigga Clay was right there to make sure Salmons could not catch the ball.
Theta Lee deep in her own end zone. Gets this one away. And here comes the return from Banfield, spinning through tackles and crossing midfield onto Louisiana's side of the 50-yard line. And that is where Nashville will take over. As we want to remind you that there's another game and another show coming up tomorrow. Join Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green for another edition of SFL This Week at 7:15 p.m. Eastern before the Baltimore Vultures meet the DC Dragons as they renew their exciting series history on this week's Monday Night Spectacular. Kickoff is at 8:15 p.m. Eastern with the full Monday Night Spectacular crew right here on SFL YouTube. First and 10 will be a fullback pitch for Bulmer, but this time he can only gain 3 as Bennett's there on the tackle.
That's something you don't see often, is a fullback pitch. Usually you see a dive or a counter, something inside the tackles, and they're trying to get Bulmer outside the end right there.
Tight ends in motion. Foster to the near sideline. 2nd and 7. Nashville looked to pass. It is incomplete. Looking for Davis, who might have dropped it. 3rd down again for this Louisiana defense. Can they hold again?
Louisiana's defense has been strong. Just a couple of drives where they let up some big plays. But now, this is big for Louisiana.
Trips to Thumper's right. And he can't get rid of it in time! Oh, Wall came in like a steamroller, untouched. Another sack. Nashville punt.
Again, if you see that man coming at you, and he was untouched, just went right through the B gap right there, and was able to get right to switch Thumper. Once again, Chance Wall, 6'4", 340 pounds. I'm surprised Thumper was able to get up after that hit.
And now out comes Tommy Powers again. He pinned him deep last time. Can he do it again? Angled, near sideline. This one will be holding at the 2-yard line by Twin Screw. He breaks out of 1, but gets it all the way up to the 14-yard line. It'll be better field position here for the Revs.
With where Twin Screw got that ball, yeah, it's close to the sideline there, but if he would have let it bounce, I think it would have rolled into the end zone, and they could be starting this drive on the 20 instead of the 14. 6 extra yards this late in the game could mean win or loss.
And it could also mean, well, a loss for the Louisiana Revolution does not mean they're out of the playoffs. We now know that all teams with 7 losses will not have a chance to make the postseason. After the Albuquerque win just a few hours ago, as the pitch for Salmons gains a couple yards. Louisiana, if they would lose tonight, move to 4-6, and then they have it all to do. They will have to win out if they lose tonight. Still probably have to win out to even can have a better chance of making the postseason. They have a very low strength of victory at the moment. Chris Grant Jr. with the carry up the middle, be a yard short. But Mickey, this game has a whole lot of ramifications. Their strength of victory would skyrocket with a win over Nashville.
Oh, it absolutely will. And Nashville right now is sitting 6-4. They are in the top 12, so right now they're just trying to secure themselves a playoff spot. Louisiana is playing for their postseason life right now.
And Nashville could, if they win out, does have a shot at taking the East title if things go their way. Meanwhile, it's another face mask, and it will go forward. And the Revs, who have struggled on 3rd down, catch a break.
And it's the second time that Nashville has given the Revs a 1st down on 3rd down due to penalties. We had that pass interference earlier in the game. This one, face mask, gets them in better field position. Not great, but better field position, and now they have a new set of downs.
All they need is a field goal. They try and run. Salmons, no dice.
Louisiana has to figure out a way to get the ball up the field. They struggled all night. One drive, they were able to drive down the field. They're on their own 31. They have to get to the other side, 35, to make it a long field goal.
Pitch play. Salmons with great blocking. He breaks out of 1, drags a defender up to the 44-yard line. 1st down, Revolution.
Salmons right there, coming around the left end. Watch this. Tigga Clay is coming and trailing him from behind. and he was able to make that tackle thanks to King Bradshaw slowing him up.
Best run of the night for Simmons, 13 yards. This could be the final play before the 2-minute warning. 4 wide receivers here for Tommy, Utah. He will look to throw over the right-hand side. Count on the run inside the 40, Adam Banks. A big first down moves him closer to field goal range as we hit the 2-minute warning.
Great job, Tommy Utah, seeing Adam just getting behind King Bradshaw right there, picking up a big first down when they desperately needed it.
Who comes away with a crucial victory in the later stage of the season? Stay tuned to find out. Tyler Falk and Mickey Melillo here on the call from Houma, Louisiana at Stack Up Stadium. Hometown Revs down by 2 points. Need to get a first down to be in field goal range. They start with a run. Salmon's up the middle for 6 yards. And the clock will roll.
The clock will roll, but this isn't a bad thing for the Revolution. They don't want to leave any time left for the tempo to make some sort of drive to go back down the field. I feel the rumbling. I think the Michter scale's about to go off, Tyler.
As long as they can stay ahead of the chains, they could even attempt a long field goal from here. Handoff middle, Grant. Maybe a yard. Stopped by Dylan Bamsler. Clock continues to wind down. 3rd and 3 upcoming here for Louisiana. Could be in 4-down territory. Could be in the outskirts of field goal range. Stretch play. Salmons, first down, Louisiana! Inside the 30-yard line! And under a minute to go in the game!
And right now, all Louisiana's doing is trying to give Otis Bordeaux, is looking at the wrong sheet. Otis Bordeaux, an easier field goal to make. He's a great kicker, been in the league 9 seasons. This is going to be an easy field goal if they get closer.
Pitch play. Grant Jr. stood up near the 25-yard line. Clock continuing to roll. Their time is on their side. Boudreaux warming up on the sideline. He's got about 33 seconds before they trot him out. Right now, possession's the name of the game. Utah will look to pass, look right side. It is incomplete. Stops the clock. Looking for Twin Screw, 3rd down.
And I don't think that's what the Revolution wanted. They've got 3 timeouts. Nashville has 3 timeouts. They could have stopped the clock even if Twin Screw was tackled inbound. They could have let the clock run till about 4 seconds left and let Boudreaux try to kick the game-winning field goal.
But now they might try and go for the first down. 4 wide receivers. It looks like a passing formation. Utah will look to pass. Looking middle. Caught! First down, Hronek to the 11-yard line. Utah back under center. He wants a touchdown. He's looking into the end zone. Caught! Ziggy Hronek! Touchdown, Louisiana! In the nick of time!
What a drive! Where was this all game? You want to talk about the Michter scale? That's an 8.5! They drove down that field. Tommy Utah just coming deep from their own 14-yard line, drove 86 yards. 2 passes to Hronek, 2 big passes to Hronek to take the lead.
Extra point is up and good, but there's still 8 seconds to go. Nashville down by 5. They're going to need a miracle to get the lead back. But right now, the Revolution have it in the driver's seat.
We wanted excitement, Tyler. Well, we got it right in the nick of time.
Kickoff on its way. Here comes the return. Beasley swimming through defenders, breaking off the tackle in down at the 35-yard line. 2 seconds to go. For all the marbles, a Hail Mary is upcoming.
Keep an eye on Jeff Banfield and Jimmy Foster. They have been Switch Thumper's favorite targets all game long. Banfield, 5 of 7 targets, 60 yards. He's probably going to be the main person that Switch Thumper looks for on this play.
All right, young fella, switch thumper, what do you got? You're gonna need all of that arm streak and then some. Deep bomb, middle is incomplete. Louisiana steal it at the net. 14-9. Revolution moved to 500.
What an ending to that game. It was a fantastic defensive battle all game long. Louisiana had 2 drives where they really were able to move the ball. And those 2 drives came and they were 2 touchdowns. That was an amazing, amazing drive at the end of the game for the Revolution to get the ball in the end zone. I honestly thought they were just going to try to kick the last-second field goal, but Tommy Utah had another idea, and he got 7 points on the board. Wow, what an end of a game.
Oh, and Utah leads a game-winning drive. After so many drives in his career end in picks, he gets one to go his way at just the right time for Louisiana. It's a win for the Revolution. 14-9 final for all of us here. We'll see you tomorrow night. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.